This is your everyday English class.
Hello, welcome to English Cactus. My name is Anna.
And my name is Brian. This podcast will help you practice your English in a fun and natural way, improving your listening skills.
Most people think speaking English with confidence means having perfect grammar. But here's the truth, it doesn't. You can sound confident even if you make mistakes. What really matters is how you connect with people.
And today, we're going to show you exactly how to do that. We'll share practical tips, easy phrases, and real examples so you can talk with confidence in everyday situations. Even if you're shy, even if you're just starting, you can learn this.
So forget the idea that you need to wait until you're ready. The fastest way to become confident is to start now, even if your English isn't perfect yet. You'll be surprised at how much progress you can make in just a few weeks if you study English every day.
So now, grab your coffee, relax, and let's begin. Hi everyone, I'm Brian, and today we're going to talk about how to greet people with confidence. This is one of the most powerful skills you can have when you study English, because the way you start a conversation changes everything. A simple hello can open doors, make people smile, and help you feel more connected.
That's right. And greetings don't have to be complicated. In fact, using simple words like hello, nice to meet you, how are you, and good morning can make a big difference. The secret is to say them clearly, with a smile, and with a tone that shows you really mean it.
When I was learning another language, I realized that greeting people first gave me confidence. I didn't wait for them to talk to me, I started the conversation. Saying nice to meet you with clear pronunciation made me look confident, even when I felt nervous inside. That's why I always tell my students, learn the words, but also learn how to say them.
And confidence isn't about being loud, it's about being present. You can greet someone softly and still make a strong impression if you believe your words matter. So the next time you say hello, think of it as crossing a bridge, because on the other side of that bridge, you're ready to start an amazing conversation.
Now that we've talked about greeting people, let's move to the next step, starting a conversation. This is where many students feel nervous, but trust me, it gets easier the more you study English and practice. Starting a conversation is like opening a gift. You don't know what's inside until you take the first step.
And the best part is, you don't need complicated sentences to start talking. Simple phrases like, excuse me, can I ask you something? What do you think? And I'd like to know are more than enough. These are friendly, easy to understand, and perfect for making someone feel comfortable talking with you.
When I was learning Spanish, I made a habit of starting conversations with strangers, even if it was just to ask for directions. I would say, excuse me, can I ask you something? And then I would listen carefully. You can do the same in English. The goal is not to be perfect. The goal is to connect.
A good tip is to find something around you that you can comment on. For example, if you're in a coffee shop, you can say, what do you think about this place? Or, I'd like to know what you recommend here. It's simple, natural, and shows that you're interested in the other person's opinion.
And remember, when you start a conversation, your body language matters too. Smile, look at the person, and keep your posture open. If you study English every day, you'll notice that starting conversations will feel more natural over time because your brain gets used to thinking in English.
So the next time you have the chance, don't wait for someone else to speak first. Use one of these simple phrases, say it with confidence, and see how the conversation begins to flow. And once the conversation starts, the next step is just as important, expressing your opinion in a way that feels natural and confident.
Now that you can greet people and start a conversation, the next step is expressing your opinion. This is where you show your personality and let people know what you think. Many English learners feel shy here, but remember, your thoughts have value. And the more you study English, the easier it becomes to share them.
Exactly, and you don't need fancy words to give your opinion. Simple phrases like, I think, in my opinion, I believe, and from my point of view are more than enough. The secret is to say them with confidence and then explain your idea, even in a few words.
When I first started speaking English, I used I think almost every day. It's short, easy to remember, and works in any situation. For example, if someone asks about a movie, you can say, I think it's really good, or I think it's too long. The important part is to speak, not to be perfect.
And in my opinion is great for making your answer sound polite. You can say, in my opinion, this coffee shop has the best cappuccino. Or, in my opinion, this park is too noisy. These small sentences help you join conversations and share your ideas naturally.
A powerful trick is to combine your opinion with a question. For example, I believe this book is amazing. What do you think? This keeps the conversation going and makes the other person feel included. It's also a great way to learn new words because you hear different answers.
The more you practice expressing your opinion, the more people will remember you as someone who has interesting ideas. And once you feel confident sharing your thoughts, the next skill you need is knowing what to do when you don't understand something. That's when asking for clarification becomes your best friend.
Sometimes, when you study English and talk to native speakers, you won't understand everything they say. That's normal. Even native speakers ask for clarification. The important thing is to know how to ask without feeling shy. This shows you are interested and confident.
Exactly. And there are simple, polite phrases you can use. Can you repeat that? What do you mean? Could you explain? And I didn't catch that. These are short, easy to remember, and help you keep the conversation going instead of stopping.
I remember when I first moved to an English-speaking country, people spoke so fast that I often said I didn't catch that. And you know what? They didn't mind at all. Most people are happy to repeat or explain if you ask politely.
A good tip is to smile when you ask. If you say, "Could you explain?" with a friendly tone, it sounds much better. Also, make eye contact. It shows you are paying attention. This is part of communication, not just about the words you learn.
You can also repeat part of what they said before asking. For example, you said local market? What do you mean? This helps the other person understand which part you didn't understand, and it makes you sound more engaged in the conversation.
And remember, asking for clarification is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign that you are active in the conversation. Even in business meetings, people say, "Could you explain?" all the time. In fact, it can make you look smarter because it shows you want clear information.
If you study English every day, try practicing these phrases with a friend. You can ask them to say something quickly, and then you practice asking for clarification. This will make it easier in real situations so you don't freeze or panic.
And once you feel comfortable asking for clarification, you're ready for the next important skill, agreeing and disagreeing politely. Because in every conversation, there will be moments when you share or challenge someone's opinion, and doing it respectfully is the key.
In every conversation, there will be times when you agree with someone and times when you don't. The way you respond in these moments can make a big difference. If you study English and want to sound confident, learning to agree and disagree politely is a must.
Yes, and it's actually quite simple. You can use phrases like, "I agree," "That's true," "I'm not sure about that," and "I see your point, but." These keep the conversation friendly and respectful, even if your opinion is different.
For example, if someone says, "This city is the best place to live," and you agree, you can say, "I agree. The people here are very kind." But if you have a different view, you could say, "I see your point, but I think the weather is too cold."
The secret is to always keep a friendly tone. Even when you disagree, your voice and body language should show respect. This is important when you learn English because communication is not only about words, but also about how you make people feel.
In my experience, adding a reason after your agreement or disagreement helps the conversation. For example, "That's true, because the transportation here is very good." Or, "I'm not sure about that, because I think the food is too expensive."
Another tip is to listen carefully before you answer. If you don't understand fully, ask for clarification first. This shows that you value the other person's opinion and are not just waiting to give your own answer.
Practicing polite agreement and disagreement can also help you in work situations, friendships, and even travel. The more you study English, the more natural these phrases will become, and soon they will be part of your everyday conversations.
And once you master this, you'll be ready for the final step in our talk, ending a conversation with confidence, so the other person leaves with a positive impression and wants to talk to you again.
Every good conversation has a good ending. Knowing how to finish a conversation with confidence is just as important as starting it. When you study English, this skill helps you leave a positive last impression, and people will remember you.
Yes, and you can do this with simple phrases like, "It was nice talking to you," "I have to go now," "Let's talk again soon," and "See you later." These are polite, friendly, and make the other person feel appreciated.
For example, if you meet someone new at a coffee shop, you could say, "It was nice talking to you. Let's talk again soon." This tells them you enjoyed the conversation and would like to keep in touch.
Or if you need to leave quickly, you can say, I have to go now, but it was great talking to you. This way, you end the conversation without sounding rude. It's a small detail, but it makes a big difference in how people see you.
Another good tip is to connect your ending to something you talked about. For example, "See you later, and good luck with your new project." It shows that you listened and remembered what they said.
I also like to add a smile or wave when saying goodbye. Body language is a big part of communication, and when you learn English, using these small gestures makes your words warmer and more natural.
Practice these phrases during your English study time. Say them out loud until they feel natural. That way, in real conversations, you'll end things smoothly without feeling awkward or rushed.
And when you combine everything we've talked about today, greetings, starting conversations, sharing opinions, asking for clarification, agreeing or disagreeing politely, and ending with confidence, you become a better communicator in English and in life.
Now you have the tools to talk with confidence in English. Simple greetings, ways to start a conversation, share your opinion, ask for clarification, agree or disagree politely, and end the conversation smoothly. But knowing is not enough. You need to use them.
That's right. Think about it. How will your English sound 1 month from now if you practice these skills every day? What opportunities could open for you if you spoke with more confidence?
Confidence is built through action. The more you study English and actually speak, the more natural it will feel. So start today. Greet someone, ask a question, share your opinion. Small steps lead to big changes.
We want to know, what's one English phrase from today's episode that you're going to use this week? Tell us in the comments, and let's inspire each other to keep going.
And remember, you're doing great. Keep practicing, keep learning, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. Every conversation is a new chance to grow.
If you enjoyed today's episode, subscribe to our channel and turn on the notifications so you never miss a lesson.
We'll see you in the next episode, and until then, keep learning and talk with confidence.